In my opinion, the greatest return in WWE, I don't know, history happened at a Survivor Series War Games. And of course, I'm talking about CM Punk's return in Chicago. So, is there a possibility for there to be a big comeback like that this time around? Only one way to find out. Before we do, though, make sure to hit that button to subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. We're trying to post as much as we can here, so come be a part of it. We're having a lot of fun on this channel. Now, let's talk wrestling. Look, I know a lot of you are expecting me to throw out names like Chris Jericho and Edge, right? Because we want them to come back, right? We obviously want them to come back and have some sort of interaction with John Cena before he retires. It won't be a match because we have that tournament for a match. Although, I don't know, apparently people are dropping out of this tournament, other people are taking their spot, so it is quite possible. But this isn't where this video is going, right? We're going to talk about actual returns from actual WWE superstars that are somewhat plausible, right? I'm not saying that Jericho and Edge can't come back. I'm just saying there's 5 WWE superstars that would make perfect sense to come back at Survivor Series. And the first one, of course, is Randy Orton. Like I said, CM Punk's return at that Survivor Series War Games in Chicago is one of the best returns I can remember. At that same Survivor Series, though, a lot of people forget we also got Randy Orton's return. And that's someone that I think can come back this time around, too. Randy Orton has been off our TV for a few weeks now. I don't know why. We've been waiting for him to turn heel on Cody or Cody to turn heel on him. And especially with WrestleMania season just around the corner, I think it would make perfect sense for Randy Orton to come back and have that interaction with Cody Rhodes to set that up. I think that would make a perfect WrestleMania match, right? Cody Rhodes against Randy Orton, mentor versus mentee, right? Like they have a lot of history together. And like I've said, the whole meme of Randy Orton just like staring at the title as he talks to Cody Rhodes, like that hasn't escaped us, right? We've all seen it, we've all thought about it. So what perfect time to bring Randy Orton back and set that up, start setting that up, than at Survivor Series War Games. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that might have been the case. I thought that's what happened when this past Friday night on SmackDown we had that Cody Rhodes beat down in the bus before we saw that it was obviously Drew McIntyre because he came out of the bus. When we just saw Cody Rhodes laying there, I was like, oh, they're setting this up so that it is Randy Orton, right? As we all know by now, it wasn't, right? Like, it was obviously Drew McIntyre. He came out of the bus and he obviously was the one who handed that beatdown to Cody Rhodes. But I think it would have been a great move for WWE to set that up so that it looked like it was Drew McIntyre. And oh, it turns out at War Games we have a returning Randy Orton, and he was actually the guy who beat down Cody Rhodes. I still think that there's a way of setting this up. I think that considering that all of the big main eventers are taking place in this match, also like Jimmy, we all talked about Jimmy, right? Maybe he takes out Jimmy and takes his spot, right? And that's the way he does it, and maybe sets something up for WrestleMania with Cody Rhodes. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how WWE could do this, but there are definitely possibilities, right? Even just showing up after the match, right? Heels and Jey Uso after he obviously does a heel turn this week. They beat down the good guys. They're beating down, let's say, Cody Rhodes in the middle of the ring. Randy Orton comes out to make the save, and nope, turns out he is actually the new head of the division. Perfect, right? There's definitely ways to do this. So I am not saying that this is totally not happening. I'm not saying that it totally is. I'm just saying there is a chance that Randy Orton comes back at Survivor Series War Games to set up a program with Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Speaking of beatdowns that happened off screen, Jacob Fatu has been off of our screens for a few weeks now, right? Last we saw him, he was backstage. He was about to come out to have a match with Drew McIntyre to determine the number one contender. He was beat down in the back somehow. When they found him, he had, shelves on top of him. He had a bunch of crap on top of him because someone beat him down and took out his teeth even. His teeth were on the floor. We never found out who did that. Drew McIntyre claimed until he was blue in the face that it wasn't him, that it wasn't him, that it wasn't him. I believe him. I don't think it was him. I believe that Jacob Fatu can come back at the Survivor Series War Games match to face his attacker. Whether that be Cody Rhodes, whether it is Drew McIntyre, whether it's someone else, right? I mentioned Randy Orton come back. Maybe Randy comes back and Jacob Fatu comes back. And it turns out that Randy was the person who attacked Jacob Fatu. I don't know, but there is definitely room for Jacob Fatu to come back during this match. It could be him and Randy Orton. It could be just him to face Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre keeps telling him, hey, it wasn't me, it wasn't me, it wasn't me. Meanwhile, we have a program between the two of them until we show who the actual attacker was. I don't think it's Drew McIntyre. Or maybe Jacob Fatu knows it was Cody Rhodes and he's here to confront Cody Rhodes and show us all the heel that Cody Rhodes is. There's a lot of room to play with here. And I think a returning Jacob Fatu, especially, listen, I think Jey Uso turning heel is a given, right? So if Jacob Fatu comes back right after his cousin turns heel, maybe it was him. Maybe it was Jey Uso who attacked him. I don't know, right? But I think it would be a huge pop. I think it would be a great return. It would be one of those that we remember from Survivor Series War Games match, and then shoot Jacob Fatu to the moon, because this guy, he needs a world championship yesterday. So Jacob Fatu returning at Survivor Series War Games, an absolute possibility. And honestly, WWE needs to make that happen. If he's healthy, I really hope he returns. Throughout the build for this Survivor Series War Games match, this men's War Games match, every wrestling fan on the internet, every wrestling fan even not on the internet, we've been asking for one person to come back and join that heel team. One person to come back and join the Vision. And it wasn't Logan Paul. Listen, we all know we got Logan Paul because it's easy to boo Logan Paul, because we're not going to boo Braun Breaker. We love Braun Breaker. We're not going to boo Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed is good. I love Bronson Reed. A lot of people are. Listen, I'm not the only one saying it. ESPN is saying it. Sports Illustrated is saying it. And we're not going to boo Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is an absolute genius, and we all love Paul Heyman. I hate how much I love Paul Heyman. So we obviously got Logan Paul because it was easy to boo Logan Paul. But we all wanted Austin Theory to be on this team. And I think, again, why they avoided bringing Austin Theory back before this match is because he would have gotten a huge pop. We all would have loved it, and the internet would have been nothing but praise. And that's not what we needed to happen before this. So I think that it is absolutely realistic and plausible that Austin Theory comes back for this match. Again, it could be something as easy as somebody takes out Logan Paul and that someone is Austin Theory. And hey, look, Austin Theory is going to take Logan Paul's spot now. Why not? Or it could just be as easy as the heel team wins, and at the end, look at who's aligned with them. Hey, after Jey Uso turns heel, look, every one of these scenarios for the men's War Game match ends with Jey Uso turning heel. And if Jey Uso doesn't turn heel, WWE really has missed a step. But there is absolutely room for Austin Theory to come back for this match, after this match, whatever it may be. But he needs to come back, align himself with the Vision, and be that third, I don't know, fourth guy. There's been no confirmation that Logan Paul's part of the Vision, but if he is, I don't hate it. Let's bring Austin Theory in. Let's have him make his comeback at Survivor Series War Games. Let's show that this heel team, this Vision team, Paul Heyman's team, is stronger than ever, and it is growing. So Austin Theory is another one of my, it's possible for him to come back at Survivor Series War Games. All right, let's step away from the Survivor Series War Games match for a second, this men's War Games match for a second. And let's talk about the women's division, specifically the Monday Night Raw women's division, right? Stephanie Vaquer hasn't had a lot of really big contenders, right? No one that can actually challenge her title run. She's had matches against the girls from from Judgment Day. Actually, I don't even think she's had a match against Roxanne Perez yet. She had a match against Raquel Rodriguez for her title, and she won that, which set up actually the Nikki Cross match. And that's great. Fine. What a way to build up this new champion, right? We're obviously missing big names as part of the women's main event scene on Monday Night Raw, right? Rhea Ripley and Io Sky are the two biggest names on Raw, and they're busy. They're taking part of the women's War Games match. They're tag teaming over here, being friends, tag teaming against the Kabuki Warriors. Maybe they'll get a title run as a tag team champions. They are busy, and that's fine. So, what better way to give Stephanie Vaquer a big time feud leading towards WrestleMania, going into the Royal Rumble, right? Maybe she gets a match at the Royal Rumble for the title. Then by bringing back Liv Morgan, right? Liv Morgan has been out for a bit. There's been speculations that people have been seeing her kind of shooting these vignettes, shooting the promotional materials for WrestleMania, right? Like we have the table with the four guys on the men's division. People have been seeing WWE shooting things that include Liv Morgan. So, what a perfect time to bring her back. What a more perfect time to bring her back than at Survivor Series War Games. We have Dominic Mysterio having a match at this PLE, right? So, why not have Liv Morgan come back to either help him or hurt him, right? Either we continue that story of Liv and Dom being, this power couple, or Liv turns on Dom because Dom has been doing his own thing, ignoring the fact that Liv Morgan existed. We have Stephanie Vaquer defending her title against Nikki Bella. I think I might have said Nikki Cross earlier, but I meant Nikki Bella, right? So let's bring her back to attack Stephanie Vaquer after this match, setting up that program for them. Why not? Right? There's also a women's War Games match happening at this PLE. What a perfect time for Liv Morgan to come back and attack all her foes. Let's attack Rhea Ripley, right? I don't know. Rhea Ripley was the one who took her out, so maybe she comes back and attacks her. I don't know. But there is a giant-sized main event hole happening in the women's division on Monday Night Raw, and Liv Morgan's return would absolutely fill that, right? It'll take us all the way to WrestleMania. It'll take us through this December lull that definitely happens every year, into the Royal Rumble, and perhaps even into WrestleMania against Stephanie Vaquer, giving Stephanie Vaquer a huge opponent, right, to set up her biggest feud so far. And even if Stephanie Vaquer loses it, what better person to lose it against than Liv Morgan? And if she doesn't lose it to Liv Morgan, wow, what a way to set up Stephanie Vaquer as this superstar than by defeating Liv Morgan. So I think Liv Morgan coming back at Survivor Series War Games is not only a possibility, I think it would be a very smart move on WWE if she is healthy and ready to return. All right, so far on this list, everyone has been an if, right? Everyone but Randy Orton. I don't think Randy Orton's hurt, but everyone else has been an if, right? If they're healthy, if they're ready, if WWE is ready to bring them back. The biggest if on this list is the person that I'm about to say, and that person is Kevin Owens, right? I don't know if Kevin Owens is ready to return. Kevin Owens, we last saw him right before WrestleMania last year. He was about to have a match against Randy Orton, and that obviously was canceled due to some neck injury that Kevin Owens was fighting with, and it sounds like it was pretty serious. It sounds like he was going to go into surgery. Kevin Owens even said, "I don't know if I am ever coming back," is what he said before he left. I hope, even if it isn't at Survivor Series War Games, I hope Kevin Owens does return. I hope he returns when he's ready. Maybe he's ready at Survivor Series War Games. What a bigger pop. What a bigger pop. Aside from Edge and Jericho, which I've mentioned earlier, I don't think are actual possibilities for them to return to the WWE. What a pop Kevin Owens would get at this Survivor Series PLE if he returned, right? We all love Kevin Owens. He left as a heel. He would come back as an absolute babyface. Again, right? It would make the most sense for him to come back during this War Games match. Something happens at the end. I'm going to say it one last time. Jey Uso turns heel. They're attacking the baby faces. Kevin Owens comes back to make the save. I don't know. I don't know how they can do it. They can even just do the CM Punk thing where he just returns, doesn't go face to face with anyone, doesn't confront anyone. It's just like, oh yeah, by the way, Kevin's back. And to the moon. Let's have him win the Royal Rumble. Let's have him go to WrestleMania. Let's have him win the title. What an absolutely amazing moment it would be if Kevin Owens were to return at the Survivor Series War Games match. Again, I'm going to say it one more time. Obviously, only if he's healthy. Obviously, only if he's ready. But I really hope he is. I hope, listen, with time, right? With time. I'd rather have him come back a year from now and be perfectly fine and have nothing wrong with him and never get hurt again than him coming back too soon, right? So if that is the case, please, please just get healthy, Kevin Owens. Focus on your health. We need you back. We need you back healthy, and we need you back when you're ready. But maybe you're ready at Survivor Series War Games. So that's why the last name on this list is an absolute asterisk, because I don't think he's ready. I don't think, especially considering how big of a deal they made about this injury, I don't think he will be returning. But what an absolute pop it would be. And it isn't impossible for Kevin Owens to return at Survivor Series War Games. So that's the list. Let me know what you guys thought. 5 names that I think would be absolutely amazing if they were to return at Survivor Series. Like I said, Kevin Owens is the biggest, you might be pushing a little bit too far, Danny, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. Maybe Kevin Owens is ready to come back. I don't know. But any one of these 5 superstars returning would be absolutely amazing. Also, you already had Roman Reigns return. You already had Brock Lesnar return. They're going to be a part of this match. So you need something even bigger than that. I'm not saying that all of these, maybe not Austin Theory being bigger than that. I don't know, but maybe he is. I don't know. You let me know in the comments which one of these 5 returns would absolutely, make your brain explode. Definitely Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens' return would, wow. Kevin Owens' return would be absolutely phenomenal. It would be amazing if he were to return, right? But let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's anyone I forgot. There's people like Bianca Belair that I thought about, but it makes no sense for her to come back for this, right? So Chad Gable, again, makes no sense for him to come back for this, but these are 5 people that I think would make absolute sense for them to come back. Jericho, Edge, of course, that'd be great, right? But again, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Let me know if I forgot anyone. Let me know if there's anyone that you think should return at Survivor Series War Games matches. But make it be plausible. Don't do that whole MJF. No, make it be like an actual possibility for them to come back. Anyway, though, since you made it this far, make sure to drop a like. Like I said, drop a comment. Come, follow us. Be a part of this channel. We're having a lot of fun here, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. Anyway, until next time, peace.